everyone, it's Miss Sophia from Ms Hoa's English Communication Centre. We're back again with our fourth video in our 100 Common English Verbs series. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 20 new English verbs, starting with letters P and running all the way through to letter T. So, are you ready to learn some new verbs? Fantastic, let's get going. Now, which of these words is not a verb? Is it 1, learn, 2, child, or 3, manage? The one that is not a verb is, of course, child. Did you manage to get it right? I'm sure you did. Okay, let's move on to our first set of verbs. Now, before we can read our verbs, we need to fill in the blanks. Feel free to pause the video for a moment while you work out which letters are missing. Okay, now you've worked them out, let's fill in the blanks. Our first verb today is perform. Our second verb is persuade. Our third word is pinch. Fourth is postpone. Fifth is pretend. Next up is propose. And finally, qualify. Did you manage to get a few of those right? Great job if you did, and excellent if you managed to get them all. Okay, now we have our verbs. Let's match them up to the pictures. So we have perform, persuade, pinch, practice, pretend, propose, and qualify. So, number 1 is perform. And here we can see some people performing. Next up is persuade. We can see this woman convincing these people of something. So she is persuading them. Next up we have pinch. You can see here somebody pinching. Number 4 is practice. So we can see this person has practiced throwing the darts many times. Number 5 is pretend. Here we can see a little boy pretending to be a superhero. Number 6 is propose. This man is proposing marriage to his girlfriend. And number 7 is qualify. We can see they are ticking many boxes, so this shows qualify. Did you manage to match a few of those up? Excellent. Okay, now we know some verbs, let's take a look at their definitions and read through them together. Don't forget to try and repeat after me so you can practice saying the words. Perform. Perform. This means to do an action or piece of work, or to entertain people by dancing, singing, acting, or playing music. So maybe you have a very lively child in your family and you say she loves to sing, dance, act, and perform. Persuade. Persuade. To persuade is to make someone do or believe something by giving them a good reason to do it, by talking to that person and making them believe it. So, if you really want to go somewhere, maybe you can say, I managed to persuade my friend to take me shopping because I really wanted to go. Pinch. Pinch. This means to press something, especially someone's skin, strongly between two hard things, such as a finger and thumb. This usually causes pain. So this is a pinch. Postpone. Postpone. This means to delay an event or plan, or decide that it should happen at a later date or time. So maybe if you were due to have a garden party but it rained, you could send a message to your friends saying, "We're going to have to postpone the party until we have better weather." Pretend. Pretend. To postpone is to behave as if something is true when you know that it is not, especially in order to deceive people or as a game. So like we saw before, the little boy dressed up as a superhero likes to pretend he is Superman. Propose. Propose. This means to offer or suggest a possible plan of action for other people to consider. We also use this word to talk about when one person asks another person to marry them. So you might say, "I saw something so beautiful last night. I saw a man get down on one knee and propose to his beautiful girlfriend." And finally, qualify. Qualify. This means to successfully finish something so that you are able to do a job or to have or achieve the necessary skills. So, if you finally pass your IELTS test, then maybe you qualify for lots of different job opportunities. Let's listen carefully to the following clip and answer the questions.
Just as the actors were about to perform, they had to postpone the show for a while as one of the audience members used the stage to propose to his girlfriend.
Which three verbs did you hear in the passage? Did you hear postpone, propose, and performance? Qualify, pretend, and pinch? Or persuade, propose, and qualify? The answer, of course, is postpone, propose, and performance. The girl talked about the performance being postponed as a gentleman in the audience had asked to propose to his girlfriend. Now, let's take a look at our next set of verbs. But before we can read them, we need to unscramble the vocabulary. So once again, pause the video for a few moments if you'd like to, and try to unscramble the words. Okay, our first verb on the list is quit. Our second verb is react. Next up we have realize, followed by recommend. Next up we have remember. And then replace. And finally, satisfy. Did you manage to work a few of those out? Excellent job if you did, and even better if you managed to get them all right. Excellent. Okay, now we have our list of verbs and our list of definitions. So we're going to match them up. I'll read the definitions out for you one time and then we'll match them up together. So we have to understand a situation, sometimes suddenly. To be able to bring back a piece of information into your mind or keep a piece of information in your memory. To take the place of something or to put something or someone in the place of someone else. To please someone by giving them what they want or need. To act in a particular way as a direct result of something else. To suggest that someone or something would be good or suitable for a particular job or purpose. Or to suggest that a particular action should be done. And finally, to stop doing something or to leave a job or place. Now I'll read through the verbs one more time and we'll match them up. Quit, react, realise, recommend, remember, replace, satisfy. Okay, our first definition is to understand a situation, sometimes suddenly. This, of course, is realise. Next up, to be able to bring back a piece of information to your mind or to keep a piece of information in your memory. This is remember, number 5. Next up, to take the place of something or to put something or someone in the place of something or someone else. So if you take something away and put something else there, we would say replace. Number 6, replace. To please someone by giving them what they want or need. This is a great word and it is satisfy. Number 7, satisfy. To act in a particular way as a direct result of something else. This is to react. To suggest that someone or something would be good or suitable for a certain job, or to suggest that a particular action should be done. We would use the word recommend. Number 4, recommend. And finally, to stop doing something or to leave a job or place. This, of course, is number 1, quit. How many of those did you manage to get right? I'm sure you got a few, and I hope you got all of them. If not, don't worry, we're going to look at the definitions now and you'll know them in no time. Okay, now we have our definitions matched up. Let's read through them together and don't forget to repeat after me. Quit. Quit. To stop doing something or to leave a job or place. I couldn't take it anymore. I finally quit my job. React. React. To act in a particular way as a direct result of something else. So you could say, the way he spoke to me caused me to react in a really angry manner. Realise. Realise. To understand a situation, sometimes suddenly. Halfway to work, I realised I'd left my rain jacket at home. Recommend. Recommend. This means to suggest that someone or something would be good for a particular job or role, or to suggest that a particular action should be done. You can also use this to suggest restaurants or other things to your friends that you think they might like. So you could say, I'd recommend this great Korean barbecue I went to. It was so tasty. Remember. Remember. This means to be able to bring back a piece of your mind or to keep a piece of information in your memory. So you could say, I remember my first holiday really clearly. I was only a baby, but I remember going to the beach with my parents. Replace. Replace. This means to take the place of something or to put something in the place of something or someone else. So you might say, A week after we broke up, he'd already replaced me with another girl. And finally, satisfy. Satisfy. This means to please someone by giving them something they want or need. So maybe you've been craving something you want to eat all week and one of your friends brings it to you. Afterwards, you will feel really satisfied. Okay, now you've learned some verbs, let's listen to the following clip and answer the question.
Where's the best place to get a good steak in this area?
Oh, I'd highly recommend the Wagyu house. The meat quality is really great and they cook it however you prefer.
Sounds great. I'll check it out this evening.
Which verb is used to suggest the restaurant? Is it replace, satisfy, or recommend? The answer, of course, is recommend. Did you hear that? Fantastic. Okay, let's take a look at our final verbs for today's video. So, these verbs are written in their phonetic form. Take a few moments to try and read the phonetic forms aloud and work out which verbs they are. Okay, our first verb is slice. Next up is spend. Third on our list is stretch. Fourth is surprise. Fifth is tolerate. And finally, translate. How many of those did you manage to work out yourself? Quite a few, I hope. If not, no worries, we're going to take a look at what they mean and how to use them now. So, here we have our verbs written once again. Slice, spend, stretch, surprise, tolerate, and translate. Now we're going to try and put them into some sentences to see if we know how to use them. One of the words, surprise, adds a D to the end, so don't forget that when you're filling in the blanks. Pause the video for a few moments if you'd like and work out which verbs go into which sentences. Okay, so number one, the news, everyone. The news surprised everyone. The news surprised everyone. Number two, how much did you? How much did you spend? How much did you spend? I will not that kind of behaviour in my class. I will not tolerate that kind of behaviour in my class. It's a good idea to before you do vigorous exercise. It's a good idea to stretch before you do any vigorous exercise. We were asked to a list of sentences into English. We were asked to translate a list of sentences into English. And finally, the mushrooms thinly and fry them in butter. Slice the mushrooms thinly and fry them in butter. Did you manage to fill in the blanks with some of those? I hope so. And no problem if you didn't. We're going to learn the definitions now and I'll give you a few example sentences of how to use them. Slice. Slice. This means to cut something into thin, flat pieces. So, please slice that carrot for me, ready for the soup. Spend. spend. To give money as payment for something. So you could say, I like to spend all my money on shoes and clothes. Stretch. Stretch. This means to cause something to reach, often as far as possible, in a particular direction. So you can stretch something yourself, or it's something you can do to yourself. Before exercise, it's important to stretch some of your muscles. Surprise. Surprise. To make someone feel surprise. Tolerate. Tolerate. This is to accept behaviour and beliefs that are different from your own, although you might not agree with them or approve of them. So you might say, I don't really like Jen, we're very different, but I have to tolerate her at work. And finally, translate. Translate. This, of course, means to change words into a different language. So, after this video, you might want to translate these English verbs into your own language to make it easier for you to remember them. Okay, now we've got all our definitions ready, let's take a listen to our final clip and see if we can answer the following questions.
I'm really sorry. It won't happen again. I just got a bit carried away while I was shopping.
Carried away? I can't believe anyone can spend that much money in a day.
I'm sorry. I'll take some of it back.
Yes, you will. I'm so angry. I won't tolerate this behavior anymore. I'm taking your credit card away. You cannot be trusted.
Oh, that's so unfair. I won't do it again, I promise.
Don't stretch my patience any further. This is the end of it. You're taking all of this back tomorrow.
Okay, now, which three verbs did you hear in the passage? Slice, spend, and translate. Spend, stretch, and tolerate. Or surprise, translate, and slice. The answer, of course, is spend, stretch, and tolerate. Did you hear all of those three verbs in the clip? If you didn't hear them, try and go back and listen again and see where you missed them. Okay, that's excellent job for today. So now that we've learned all of our new verbs, let's put them into practice. For today's practice activity, I want you to imagine that you are really angry at someone. Take 5 or 10 of the verbs that we've learnt today and imagine or write down what you would say to them. So for example, I've chosen tolerate, remember, realise, pinch, and pretend. As a teacher, there are many children with lots of different behaviours, and sometimes I might get a little angry. So maybe if I was a little angry at one of my students for misbehaving, I might say, "How dare you pinch her? That is not acceptable behaviour, and I will not tolerate it in my classroom. Please remember where you are and the rules that we have, and realise that that behaviour is not acceptable. Don't pretend not to listen to me. I know you can hear me." Maybe something like that. Pick any of the verbs that you've heard today and try to practice with them so you get a little bit more comfortable. So that's the end of our verbs video today. I hope you've enjoyed it and learnt lots of new verbs that you can practice with your friends and family. Don't forget to join us next time in our final video where we'll be learning verbs from letters U to Z. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to let us know in the comments below what you'd like to see next. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye bye!
Ms Hoa Giao Tiếp, độc quyền phương pháp phản xạ truyền cảm hứng.